So we looked at a number of things in the investigation around Frank and his PPE, the dumper he was driving and the step units that he was using to get up and down from. Key point being that they're black steps on a black chassis. We considered the lighting in the area, given it was night shift working, and one of the key things that we found is that the steps themselves being black was one issue, and the second one, that the lowest step is narrower than the steps above, and we think that's really one of the reasons Frank has missed the step as he's come down with his foot. One of the key things that came out of the investigation was the fact that Frank had maybe had a similar incident that didn't lead to a fall some weeks previously. And one of the key things for ourselves is to pick up on the fact that more vigilant observations, reporting of close calls and similar will give us a greater chance in the future to be more proactive than reactive on this sort of incident.
So the incident at Haig Lane at first glance just seemed one of those unavoidable incidents. Frank stepped from the dumper, lost his footing and unfortunately suffered a terrible injury. Balfour Beatty actually done a really thorough investigation into the incident and looked at some of the causal factors around it that weren't immediately obvious. So they looked at the colour of the steps on the dumper itself, the configuration, the shape of them, and what they actually identified was that there were some issues there about the sighting of the steps, especially leaving the vehicle in darkness. So that's led to some good work that Balfour Beatty's are doing with the plant manufacturers to actually look at those and see if they can make those steps more visible with some reflective strips. And they've actually released a new plant standard as a result as well. So some tangible good works come from that incident.
So on the Haig Lane incident, close calls were raised. Close calls are really important to me on two levels. Firstly, it gives you, the individual, the opportunity to give us some feedback, give your management some feedback on the site and keep you safe on the construction site. At another level, it gives me the opportunity to see what's going on right across the patch. And by that, I can then look at where these free lessons are giving us the concern and hopefully take some action to keep you safe.